Alright, I'm checking in on 60 hours of no carbohydrates, 12 hours of fasting. I actually feel better now than I did in times past when I went 60 hours fasting altogether. So I'm thinking about how I'm going to handle this when we go back to the office. I mean, it's not hard physically or even psychologically for me to avoid carbohydrates at all. Let me think about some cravings that I had over the last 2.5 days. Actually, I can't think of any actual cravings I've had. The only kinds of cravings that I've had are I wish I could go somewhere or I wish I could interact with somebody, right? So I had a good relationship with several of the people in the Five Guys here in I'm in a suburb of Phoenix right now. Levine Village is where I am right now. That's the extent of the cravings I've had, but it's going to get worse. These kind of cravings are going to get worse if we have to go back to work at the office, right? Some of my colleagues love to meet up at a restaurant, or this is when I really wish when I was traveling in Taiwan, I didn't seem to have those kinds of problems. I could join on events without having to partake in food, right? In Taiwan, people recognize that the religions in Taiwan, right? A lot of them avoid certain foods, and people accept that. So by extension, I think it's a lot more acceptable to avoid certain foods in Taiwan. Here in the U.S., not so much, right? People see if you avoid food, you don't fit, right? I've been dealing with this for many years. Anyway, I feel good though. Earlier this morning, when I was opening my email and I saw that I had 7 or 8 emails, it used to bother me a lot. Like before the 7 or 8 emails would load, I would start imagining what they could be, right? Did I get fired from my job? Did one of my investments completely collapse, right? Maybe E-Trade has emailed me something and I'm wondering if something completely collapsed, right? Did somebody in my family member pass away? Did my girlfriend break up with me? Stuff like that used to run through my head as the emails were loading. Today, it did run through my head, but I thought of it as a positive way, right? Maybe it's time for a new job. Maybe it's time to comfort a family member because one of my other family members passed away or got ill. Maybe it's time to reevaluate my investments. Yeah, I did think about all those negative things, but it came in a different light, the thoughts that I had. And obviously, none of the emails actually related to any of that. And so that was good. Yesterday, I couldn't find some of my opponents for the computer Olympiad, and I thought of it positively, right? I get another year of writing computer games before we actually have to see the results of it. Anyway, what else happened? I actually slept very well last night. I think I had some good dreams, right? I haven't had a nightmare during the time when I was avoiding the carbohydrates, right? Let me think about some nightmares that I had over the last few years. Oh, I keep having nightmares ever since COVID-19. I've been having nightmares about having out of control eating habits and getting into trouble with it, right? Part of the reason in 2020, I made a resolution to normalize my relationship with food because I had lost 2 jobs over out of control food craving problems. I've gotten in trouble with the law in the past over out of control eating habits, and I have nightmares of running into that kind of problem again. I've had them for a year and a half, not recently though. I had too much problem. To give you an idea of how intrusive it was in times past, not over the last year and a half, obviously. I would walk out of events that I really should have been tending to, right? A party at the office, a job interview. I'm sorry, I gotta get going. When really, I just all I had was a food craving, and I probably lost the job opportunity over that. Out of a party, out of the Computer Olympiad when it used to be held in person, right? That's how intrusive food used to be, and I still get nightmares about it. Anyways, 60 hours, no carbohydrates, feels so good, but unfortunately the social aspect of it is something that's going to be challenging, right? Fortunately, I get a reprieve from it at the moment. Not 100%, but a reprieve from the most challenging aspects of it, right? So, thanks for watching.